Today in class we started an investigation on the Pythagorean Theorem. We filled this table out in class. We learned that this triangle, which is a 3 by 4, had a hypotenuse which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the sides A, B, and C are 3, 4, 5. When we square these, or make a square, that area is 9. This area is 16, and we learned that it actually equals the larger area, which was 25. We came up with a conclusion in class that the small side of the triangle squared plus the other small side of the triangle squared actually equals the hypotenuse, or the longer side, squared. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So, the Pythagorean theorem states that given a right triangle, this is very important that we understand that it only works in a right triangle, the sum of the two shorter sides squared equals the longer side, or the hypotenuse, squared. Please pause the movie now and write this definition into your notes. Let's move on. Using what we know about the Pythagorean theorem, we can determine whether a triangle is a right triangle or not. Let's look at this example. I'm questioning whether this is a right triangle or not. I know that if it's a right triangle, a squared plus b squared is going to equal c squared. Let's start plugging some numbers in. Let's say that this is a, so I would write 9 squared plus b. B is my other shorter side, which would be 12 squared. And I'm asking myself, does that equal the longer side, 15 squared? If it does, then I know it's a right triangle. Let's try it. 9 squared is 81. 12 squared is 144. And 15 squared is 225. So I'm questioning, does 81 plus 144 equal 225? In fact, it does. So I can say, yes, this triangle is a right triangle. Let's pause the movie, copy this triangle and the work of filling in the a squared, b squared, and c squared into your notes. Let's look at a couple other examples. Number 1. I want to know if number 1 is a right triangle. Let's start with the formula. A squared plus b squared, does it equal c squared? If it does, then it's a right triangle. Let's look at my first short side, which would be 8 squared, plus my other smaller side, 6 squared. And I ask myself, does that equal 10 squared? Well, let's see. 8 squared is 64. 6 squared is 36. And 10 squared is 100. Does 64 plus 36 equal 100? Yes, it does. So I can say, yes, this triangle is a right triangle. Pause the movie, copy these notes onto your paper. Now, I'd like you to try problems 2, 3, and 4 on your own. You will submit these answers to the form.